Hello and welcome to Code Football. In recent years, many teams have transitioned away from using the 4-4-2 formation and have embraced other formations instead. Once the staple formation of most teams, the move away from it has often been to accommodate a talented number 10, attempt a more complex formation, or strengthen the midfield by sacrificing an attacking player for another midfielder. The 4-4-2 formation is the standard formation. Every player knows how to play in it, and the beauty of the formation is that there are clear roles and expectations for each player. While other formations such as 3-4-3 demand a high level of tactical discipline and knowledge of the game, the 4-4-2 is less taxing in this respect. The players do not need such an in-depth understanding of how the team functions as a whole. For this reason, it is a lot easier to implement at any level of the game. It gives you strength at the back and in midfield, width out wide and, with two strikers up front, an offensive presence. Also, depending on your opposition and how the game is going, it can easily be adapted to be more defensive or attacking. Center midfielders who are mobile, can contribute both offensively and defensively, and are comfortable on the ball as a lot of the play will go through them. Athletic fullbacks who can support the wingers in front of them while not neglecting their defensive duties. Two strikers who work well together. The most successful teams who have used this formation have always had a great partnership up front. Good communication skills. Especially between the central defenders and the midfielders in front of them, as this is where the opposition players often find space between the two lines. Disciplined wingers who are creative going forward but also track back and support their fullbacks. It is simple to use. Most teams play 4-4-2 at some point, and this is largely due to the fact that it is easy to understand and implement with clear roles for each player. Balance. In the 4-4-2 formation you can both attack and defend in numbers with relative safety because the structure dictates that the defenders stay back and the attackers remain forward, with the midfielders and wingers supporting both sets of players. Width. With 4 across the midfield, the two wingers in a flat 4-4-2 hug the touchline and remain out wide. This stretches the opposition and allows the midfielders more space in the center. The fullbacks also support the wingers in providing the team with width and options out wide. Attacking options. With two strikers up front, two wingers supporting them, and an offensive-minded midfielder pushing from deep, the team will always be an offensive threat. This can be particularly dangerous against a team playing 4 at the back, as they will have to go one-on-one versus your players. A solid structure. With 4 defenders defending the box and potentially 4 midfielders sitting deep, it can be very hard for the opposition to penetrate the defense. Trap the opposition in their half. By pushing the defense up to the halfway line you can effectively keep your opponents bottled in their half. Just watch out for a ball over the top. Play forward quickly. With 2 strikers up front, the defense and midfield can play forward quicker as there are more options in attack. This can alleviate pressure on the defense, and with the 2 strikers playing off each other, the ball is more likely to stick to them and not come straight back. You don't need specialized players. Not all players have the technical capabilities or tactical knowledge to play in a more complex formation. With training and hard work, any team can play the 4-4-2. A lack of passing options and angles. In more complex formations, there are usually more options available to the player on the ball due to the width, depth, and angles that other formations provide. Not all of the players have to be good on the ball. In a 4-4-2 formation, there is less of an onus on the central defenders to be good on the ball. While not always the case, other teams can capitalize on the weakness of certain players and target them to force them into mistakes. Wingers need to be disciplined and track back. While they have a crucial role offensively, the wingers also need to support their fullbacks and provide them with cover. If not, they risk exposing them to 2-on-1s down the flank. Midfielders must be comfortable on the ball. In a 4-4-2 formation, the midfielders will receive the ball the most as the play is often channeled through them and then either up to the strikers or out to the wings. If they are not comfortable on the ball, then the play will break down and it will be easier for the opposition to win the ball and drive past them. Space between the lines. There are essentially two flat lines of 4 players, unless you play with a diamond formation. Opposition players often like to drift into the space between the two lines, which creates confusion between the defenders and midfielders, who then have to keep an eye out behind them. Once past the midfield, the opposition essentially have a free run at the defense. A diamond midfield can lead to a lack of width. Playing a diamond instead of a flat 4 leaves the team very narrow and reduces the attacking options available on the flanks. Weak against other teams with a lot of attackers. While it can be an advantage playing an attacking team due to the space it leaves your strikers, the downside is that it forces your defenders to play almost one-on-one against the opposition's forward players. The midfield can be overrun. With 2 up front and 2 out wide, the central midfielders can easily be passed around by a team playing with 3 in the middle. Ideally, a striker would drop in or the wingers would come inside to help, but this doesn't always happen. Disorganization creates danger. If the midfield lacks discipline and doesn't track back to support the defense, then the opposition suddenly have a number of players in dangerous positions in front of your defense. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, click on like button and share it. Don't forget to subscribe to Code Football. Click on bell button to stay connected with the next videos. Leave your comment below. See also interesting videos from Code Football.